Hey. How is everybody doing? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to talk about Dragon Age, Obsidian, and Bethesda. Or better yet, BioWare instead of just Dragon Age, because it's all of BioWare and not just Dragon Age. But we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing me. We are steadily growing. I'm breaking shit out of fucking nowhere. I'm just living. I'm just breaking shit as I go. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, bro? Shut up. Anyway, we are here to talk about a lot of stuff today. A lot of good stuff. Very interesting stuff that is moving forward, but kind of skeptical on. We will see how things go. I especially want to talk about Obsidian and what they're going through. And we will see. We will see. Super happy and stoked that you guys are here. Gotta stay hydrated. It is getting hot out there. It's actually cooler out today than it was yesterday. But oh my god, that's so good. I needed that. But yes, we are gonna dive right in. I want to talk about Dragon Age first of all. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. A whole bunch, a slew of stuff. But let's go ahead and start off with the first one, which is Dragon Age. Dragon Age will be a little bit quicker than the others, but here we go. Is this music too high? A little bit, not too much. Probably right there. I got a booster. $50. Yeah, about 50. Go ahead, around there. I think that's the perfect sweet spot. Is probably around 40 to 50 right there. No. It's like, yeah, it's between 35 to 40. Yeah, right there. Like, that's the sweet spot. Because I'm going to be louder, of course. But let's go ahead and do this. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode here, where nothing's easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless you all. We are here to talk about Dragon Age the Veilguard. Yes, we are back here again. You remember when that whole debacle just came unto us and destroyed the entire franchise that we know and love. And David Gator, a previous writer to BioWare that has left the studio, now over, you remember what he said back in the day. Don't worry, we're gonna remind him what he said before when this game came out, you know, previously before, because he likes to, sort of forget what he said. But I'm not gonna make him forget. No, I'm not gonna make him forget what the fuck he just said about, because he was there on the golden age of BioWare, and now he wants to come out here and be like, oh, I knew this day would come. No. We're going to talk about that right here. From PC Gamer, they were talking with David Gator, and David Gator will never play Dragon Age the Veilguard because he'd be wincing the whole time. Wincing. We are doing more than wincing. A lot of fans out there that love Dragon Age more than you did more than wince. We died inside. You're over here wincing like, I don't know, like some rain got into your eyes and you're just like, man, I need to get an umbrella. You're wincing. We died inside. Thank you. I didn't know it was so little to you the whole time. EA really did a number on them in terms of setting them up to fail. No, we're not going to do that game today. No, this is what you set up, because previously, and nope, you know what? He's going to mention it again in this whole thing right down here. We will get to what he said right here, because they like to do this whole goal posting thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of other studios within EA that are doing a little bit better than BioWare. This is their shit in the making. Are there moments where they have fucked up BioWare? Especially when it came to Dragon Age 2. I can understand that. But this level of travesty is all on them. They could have made major steps to make things much better. But the game is entirely them. Let's go down here. There's a common thread amongst former BioWare developers. They are proud of what they worked on. I'm so glad you were proud of what you worked on. What about us? This whole circle jerk with developers these days, where they're just like, I'm so proud of what we worked on. How's the fans doing? You know, the ones that decide your success. Okay, you forget about them. Have a lot of love for their former studio, and they have a few good things to say about publisher EA. Good things? That's a surprise thing. A few good things to say about the publisher of EA. I'm interested in that for understandable reasons. David Gator was with BioWare for a long time, joining the studio after the success of Baldur's Gate. He started as a writer on Baldur's Gate 2, a good game, and worked his way up to lead writer for Hordes of the Underdark, Neverwinter Nights, best expansion, but he's best known for Dragon Age. He's definitely not known for the fucking quirky ass fucking video game that he's been working on now. This cheap ass fucking Critical Role bullshit that he's working on. It's not Critical Role, but it might as well be Critical Role. Thetis is Gator's creation, and he served as lead writer on Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Inquisition before leaving BioWare in 2016. He left, not the studio throwing him out. He decided to leave. He also wrote several novels on comics based on Dragon Age. It was my baby. Yeah, those books were trash too. That's why you only made 2 of them. There was at least a couple of good Dragon Age books, but not all of them were good. This is one of the reasons that the chances of him playing the Veilguard were always going to be slim, no matter what. What is that supposed to mean? It's like, what? Continue. Whether it was success or not, it was always going to be success is a funny word. Success is always going to make different choices than I would have made for it. The team took it and they did their own version of it, and I don't really want to see what changed. It's totally selfish. I just don't want to see what they've done with my baby, good or bad. Well, no, you're focusing on the bad. Let's just be honest here, David Gator, okay? Because you said in the past, what did you say in the past? You said that overall, David Gator thinks Dragon Age was never a great fit for EA. It has nothing to do with EA, but compares the series to the Alien movies with its wild genre shifts. You guys decided that. Wild genre shifts each time? So you were aware that the giant shifts from A, B, C, D that were the theme, a lot of people came up with their own like thesis in their head that they were saying something like, oh man, that's just how the theme is. Each Dragon Age is different and it changes through the games. So you're admitting it was all bullshit. You're admitting that it started to get woker and the theme was starting to get lighter, because later on here it says, and believes new game under EA is unlikely. He says he'd love to take the IP somewhere darker and dangerous. So you are aware. You were aware that your baby was changing into something that was not Dragon Age. I find that funny. It's totally selfish. No, it's, what are you talking about? It's actually responsible. But you left at 2016, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, this whole idea that it doesn't really matter. Okay? You're doing this whole like fucking, it doesn't matter. Because you're doing this thing like, ah man, well, I don't want to say anything bad, and I don't want to be selfish. And I'm like, you sound like a fat bitch that does her nails. Like, you should probably focus on the issue, like exercising. It's like a one player character, like putting on cosmetics that they bought off the store. Yeah, you got nice Chinese golden armor on, but you're still level 1. You need to dive right in and seriously take an issue with how things are taken. But you don't, because you're a bitch just like Mark Dara. You're still a bitch. One of the other reasons Gator hasn't played it is that he knows too much about what went on behind the scenes. So we're not talking about EA now. Okay, that's great. Characterizing development as such an ordeal where EA handicapped the team right from the beginning. How often are you going to bring up EA? Because EA is still gonna happen. How long are you gonna keep on blaming EA for your fucking foul ups, for the team's foul ups? That's right. These teams' foul ups. They got laid off because they didn't make a good game. You make good games, you get money. And if you have a contract with them, doesn't it make sense that you would do a contract within EA and be like, listen, we're going to set some ground rules and some boundaries when we hook up with EA. But you guys didn't do that. And I can appreciate when you came in that you wanted to focus on making video games, but you also have to make sure you take care of your integrity. Because that's just important. Hey, we can't make multiplayer games. Hey, we don't do DLCs, but we can do expansions. Hey, we need this set of time for this sort of time for this certain game. Oh, by the way, all of these games within BioWare, if we're going to be with you, EA, just to let you know, these games these are our IPs, not yours. And if EA says, well, I'm not going to do that, bye. You could have made the money on your own without EA, but you didn't do that. There was no risks involved. It was all just, I just want to make a game. I just want to make a game. So you threw yourself at the wolves, but also at the same time, let's remind ourselves here. BioWare is still up, okay? There's still developers here, okay? David Gator left. He did not get fired. He left. So what I'm seeing with Xbox is like a lot of people are being, okay, your studio is independent. We'll give you a seed of funding and then we'll let you do your own thing. If you fail, you fail. It has nothing to do with us anymore. Go off and do your own thing. EA still is keeping you and still funding you. How long are we going to keep on doing this whole EA's fault sort of shit? How long are we going to keep on doing this? Because that sort of shit is dead in the water. Because when the fans start repeating it, saying that you fucked up, that it's just how it is. And trust me, people on Reddit, on Dragon Age, are way lower than people in the real world who have played Dragon Age. All that fucking gay fucking satanic shit that you got up there, that's not enough on fucking Reddit, okay? All the other people actually really cared about Dragon Age, and you fucked them up. Electronic Arts really did a number on them in terms of setting them up to fail, honestly. From everything I've been told about the game, so you've been told, you don't really know, they could be lying to you. It seems like that's exactly what happened. It didn't deliver on a creative level. So that has nothing to do with EA. EA's not out here telling you to make a basketball game. What the fuck are we talking about here? Say, hey man, you need to make a multiplayer shoot hoops with the fucking Darkspawn kind of video game. That actually, I would play that game. The Chantry versus the Darkspawn. He's like, oh shit. Intercept a football game. Intercepted by the Darkspawn. It didn't deliver the sales. That's part of, so it didn't deliver the sales because your game sucks. That's part of what EA likes to do too. Oh, it's EA. Oh, it's EA. You know what's so funny is that, by the way, did you know that if you keep on saying this about your publisher, sooner or later your publisher is just going to shoot you all out? What? You think if you keep on doing this whole, it's EA's fault, it's EA's fault, you think it's not going to affect them in any sort of way because you're doing negative publicity to EA? And there's still people within BioWare right now. So, oh, listen, I'm not in BioWare anymore, but EA is bad, EA is bad, EA is bad. And then the people still in BioWare right now are like, bro, I'm still here. Bro, you're gonna get rid of us. You're gonna make me, it's like, and EA is gonna look at that and be like, bad publicity? You know what? They're right. We're the bad guys. And so I'm gonna do what I have to do to make sure that you guys, you know, because we're not a good fit with each other, me and you, EA and BioWare, I'm just gonna let you all go and dissolve BioWare. Sorry about that, King. My bad, bro. My bad. We good? We good? And then all those developers are gonna be like, what the fuck did you guys say? I lost my job because they just decided, you know what? Since BioWare bad, you see what I'm saying? They require a certain level of sales, and bro, you had the sales. You had the sales, and now you have to, there's a certain level of mistakes that you can make, and that's perfectly fine. We're like, oh, Anthem didn't work out because this is a thing that's not for us. And then you have to look at yourself and look at your team and then realize, okay, what are we good at? It's the same thing with Arcane Studios, who also is at fault for their fucking misgivings as well. They want to fucking concentrate on solo games. They should concentrate on solo games or solo stealth games. Good. Make sure the game's good. If it's fucking woke, it's not going to make money. You'll lose your whole studio and you'll lose your job. That's just how it is. It's like, oh man, it's not because of us and our political ideology. It is. And also you're bad at writing and bad at making video games. It's sooner or later you're the level of accountability has to come somewhere. This is why you guys will die out and somebody else will come into the fray and make something new. And they're going to look at you guys and say like, I saw what they did. We're not going to do that over here. Exit stage right. They're going to learn from your mistakes. That's part of the EA what it likes to do. They require a certain level of sales. You've been with EA for how long? That's what I thought. That part of what EA likes to do too, they require a certain level of sales. If you don't match that, it doesn't matter how good the game is. If it underperforms, you're essentially dead. Then you didn't make a fucking good game. I'm sorry, but you could miss me with this whole bullshit about EA saying I need a certain level of sales, knowing very well that EA has already stated that looking at you guys is less than looking at their FIFA games and their sim sales or any sort of video games that they got that's a lot larger than BioWare. They don't go like, bro, for my big EA games, for my big FIFA and Madden games, I'm gonna need this many sales. And they're not gonna fucking look at you, because even though I don't like EA, I know that they would look at you and be like, they're not going to get the same sales as my other bigger games, which is funny because it's literally, a man's sport. Games is a man's hobby. Games is a man's hobby, and then the man's best thing is like fucking soccer and football. And you mean to tell me there's more men out there willing to spend money on these games than there are ladies and faggots to play your fucking gay ass Veilguard game. There are more men that are willing to dish out money if you can give them something good. But instead, you're making more games for cat moms. You're making more games for weird little old dudes. And you didn't think to yourself, man, we need to go back into the darker side of Dragon Age, which in fact you actually did. And you said right here, Alien, the giant shift, and you wish it to be dark and dangerous, something that men actually like, and then women will come right behind them. Pause. Let's finish this up. They require a certain level of sales. It's like underperformed. The Veilguard was not a great Dragon Age game. It was a shit game. Or at least it failed to capture what I found special and exciting about the series. You are this is such a, this whole thing, let's finish it. And a great deal of blame must be placed on EA's shoulders. Must be placed on EA's shoulders. Why? You don't work there. How would you know? This is reaching right here. A great deal of blame must be placed on EA. How long are we going to keep on doing this? Because there's going to be more weird writers and losers like David Gator out on the street talking about EA, give me some money so I can get drugs and put a dick up my ass. It's EA. Watch out for EA. As a company that is almost pathologically incapable of understanding what players want. You and your cohorts do not understand what the players want. You and those people that got fucking laid off don't understand what the players want. If I remember correctly, I could think there's a little bit more down here. If I remember correctly, what did you say in the past? You said on development, he says EA really handicapped the team from the start, calling it an ordeal. An ordeal. Oh, you mean the fact that they wanted a multiplayer game and you guys said yes because Mark Dara is a fucking wimp and a loser and a man that can't say no? So this is why literally EA fucking producers, this is why EA publishers look at Mark Dara and say, why are you still here? That is some sad shit, Mark Dara. When people from EA look at you and say, man, we fucking nutted in your mouth and you're still here? Oh my god. At this point, I'm actually kind of like, I respect it in a way. You did not come out and say, listen, this is all we can do. This is what we're specialized at. And this is what we want to do so we can gather. All they care about at the end is getting a high return. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to have into place. But you have too many developers that are scared out of their fucking mind with their little limp hands to make an actual, and do not come at me into this comment section with this sort of, oh, they had to. They do not have to do this. They literally can make choices. Hard decisions, of course. But they do not take an extra initiative because they I can understand treating your studio kind of like family, but do not treat your studio like it's a fucking world. Like it's, oh man, we're here, we're queers for Palestine. Let's make a gay game about Tosh. And Sarah, this bald ass blonde bitch who fucking doesn't know how to speak. She speaks like a retarded Yoda character. All this sort of nonsense about like, oh man, he's like, What are we talking about? The gameplay changed. The tone has changed. The lore has changed. The fact that this is why we can no longer are we in this motion where we're just like, oh, we can handle a little bit of, oh, you wanna be gay, be gay. That shit is fucking over. You understand me? That shit is over because you guys allowed yourself to amplify. You amplified that and blew everyone else under the fucking like table. You said, anybody else that doesn't like this, go fuck yourself. As a matter of fact, you did let go of veterans and you didn't give their pensions. You didn't give them the proper amount of money because you guys decided, oh shit, well, these guys are so good that they're gonna get so much money when they leave. But we decided, well, we're EA, we're BioWare, we can do whatever we want, so we're not gonna give you your money when you leave. So goodbye. So this sort of, that's the real poison right there. That's the real fucking poison right there if we want to talk about EA. And you guys in BioWare lapped that shit up. You guys did that with a smile. There was no like, oh man, I'm so sorry that we're not giving you the proper funds for when you leave. Nah, you guys said that with a smile. These fucking new retards that we had for Dragon Age the Veilguard, they were over there smiling and shit like, ah man, there was no talk about like, yo, this is for the fallen, the people that have left. It's like, I'm so sorry that we didn't do this and this. It's like I wish we could do more. We need to go back to our roots. There was none of that. Everything was about like, ooh, oh my God. You might not only just love Veilguard, you might buy it twice sort of shit. And then Mark Dara coming up here saying stuff like, it's the best Dragon Age. That's what he said. He said, this is the true shit. This is the real shit. This is way better than, that's what he said. Go look at that shit up. And what did David Gator say to all of us? He says, people calling it woke are fucking tourists. Really? Really? After what you just said, where you're just like, I can't play the game? Or was it? Where did you say it? Successful or not, it was always going to make a different choices than I would have made for it. The team took it and they did their own version of it, and I don't really want to see what changed. It's totally selfish, I know. So you didn't even play the game. You just looked at it like, I don't know about this. Yeah, I so interesting that you would say that about your own game. You're not even talking about EA anymore. You're just looking at the game and going like, yeah, not my Dragon Age. You literally said the same thing about us. Welcome, you're a chud now. Take for example, CEO Andrew Wilson assessment of the Veilguard's failings. Was it because the quality of the writing took a dip, the shift to action RPG, the companions who showcased the complete lack of agency? No, says Wilson, it's because it wasn't a live service game. Nigga. Let's do something. Don't worry about what you just saw. Their last game was Madden NFL 27 and Esports 26 and RPG Dragon Age the Veilguard, which came out like 2 years ago. These are their newest games. Also in a new Dynasty Blueprint and Road to Glory modes. These are, listen, these are newish games, but Dragon Age is the oldest out of all of these. Okay, these are the oldest. Oh, and the esports, the college football. They are looking at you, knowing that you are not the same. That you are not the same. Let's go to their website, because they got other games on here as well besides just football. They also got Sims and they also got Dragon Age. I'm so glad you brought somebody that works on Sims over to Dragon Age. I think that's a very smart idea. And by the way, they also had other things besides just you know, sports as well. And so this is the funny thing. This is the funny thing, is that there's multiple different games on EA. And look, you dominated with Mass Effect. You dominated with Mass Effect. Inquisition with all its DLCs. You dominated in the RPG aspect. You were there. All you had to do was amplify, just like Mass Effect, with Dragon Age, and give them how come Elden Ring, which is dark and dangerous, like David Gator said, made a lot of money, something that EA would have liked, made a lot of money, and you could have done the same thing. You could have done the, you could have made Dungeons and Dragons, I mean, not Dungeons and Dragons, but you could have made Dragon Age more like Dead Space a little bit. And Dead Space has a giant following as well. You could have done that, but you didn't do that. You know where your focus was? Let's go back. Let's see what your focus was. Because there's a lot of gays playing Sims. A lot of gays playing Sims. This is where your focus was. Sims. You made Dragon Age into Sims. But gayer. Split Fiction made money. How's Split Fiction doing? No, that's a good question. How is Split Fiction doing? Did Split Fiction make money? Let's check. It's not a sport. Because they know their audience. Yes, the video game Split Fiction 2025 made money, quite a lot of it. Key sales figures is like over 7 million copies sold worldwide. Hit 1 million copies in 48 hours. 2 million in about a week. Ranked as the 19th best-selling game in the US in 2025. We gonna blame EA again? I don't even like Split Fiction, but I know there's a following for it. You talk about the fact, you talk about you're changing Dragon Age all the time and you don't like that, and obviously the fans don't like that, and then you wonder, oh shit, it's because of EA. No, you changed. Did Split Fiction, the developers that made No Way Out, Split Fiction, the one game where the couple were dolls, I think their first game there, did they change their formula? Did they change their theme? No. Their theme was always co-op, always having fun, doing different mechanics. You changed. Even the football games and ask the football and FIFA games. Did they change in 2026 to 2027 to 2025 to 2024? Did their games change? Probably by a minute, minuscule amount, probably changed, but it still stuck to the theme and formula of their games. You guys decided that you were just like, let's make Bernie Sanders the video game. Let's make Pride Parade the video game. Let's make what pronoun are you the video game? Oh, they tried to make me a live service. No, they didn't, nigga. You made it a live service. 100% you made it a live service. They said, hey, I bet you, without a fucking doubt, this is how the conversation went with a fucking live service game. I bet I know how this conversation went. EA on the other side, Mark Dara with his team on the other side of the table. Hey, can you make Dragon Age a live service game? And then Mike Dara was like, we could probably do that. Cool, awesome. All right, cool. We'll run back. We'll talk to you guys next week. We'll see how this goes. Awesome. Let's see what David Gator has been in. Gator hasn't had a smooth rise since leaving Bioware. He joined Beamdog and pitched the Planescape Torment sequel to Hasbro and Wizard of the Coast. Literally, you're going to the woke gods and saying, let's make another woke game, and you think that you're gonna change the dial on video games out of nowhere, which they liked but then refused to fund. He now creative director of Summerfall Studios. Its first game, Stray Gods, unfortunately launched around the same time as Baldur's Gate 3. So you have a way, David Gator, you are a mystical creature. You are a mystical creature. You are able to surround yourself with like-minded people. Those like-minded people are fucking retards. You are an amazing man. I try to follow people that are smarter than me or that I could learn from. This nigga over here that's just like, and then he meets another person going, and then they go like, and then he literally is wondering, you know what he should do? After he just failed completely on his own with his game Stray Gods, which by the way is the woke ass fucking game that made 81 that nobody knows. Anybody know what Stray Gods is? The role-playing musical review game. Does anybody know what that game is? Can you guess why nobody cares about this game? Can you guess? Just take a guess. Can you get? Because I guarantee you, if you sold the game 2 weeks before Baldur's Gate, you would get money. But do you think anybody's gonna buy this fucking game, judging by the art? What are we doing? Is this the game that you want to play? The role-playing musical review? That's your game. So that's the game. Not to suggest that Stray Gods was in any way a competition. No shit, Sherlock. Your game is ass. But Baldur's Gate 3 came out and was such a huge hit. You do realize that Baldur's Gate 3 gave you a massive amount of time. A massive amount of times to move around. You know what? Let's ask. Between Baldur's Gate 3's, I spelled it wrong, but it's okay. Baldur's Gate 3's, day one launch and the release announcement. How much time was there between Baldur's Gate 3's day one launch and the release announcement? How much time was there? I'm curious. 5 months and 11 days. You had literally almost a half a year to move around. You had half a year to put some elbow grease on and wiggle a room, you know? Because a lot of people are moving away from GTA 6 and they're just like, well, just move this game from here to here. It's not fucking rocket science. All you have to do is just go like, no, what? So when they released GTA 6 and said, hey, this game's coming out in November, do you know what Lords of the Fallen CI Games CEO said? Hey, we're just going to release the game next year. He literally said that within like a few hours after the release trailer, the release. So they knew to do their job. So all this goal posting and shit, all this, David Gator is a goal posting, zero accountability faggot. That's what he is. It's because of Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, say it's because of Baldur's Gate 3 and meet one of the Larian Studio devs. See how they'll feel. They might be nice enough to be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to see you, David Gator. Yeah, you have a good day. And then when you walk away, they're gonna be like, dumbass nigga. Over here blaming us for his failings. Fuck that gay ass nigga. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be exactly like that. He's now working on a heist RPG. Why would you work on a heist RPG? Your game is gonna come out, and then some other game is gonna come out, and then we're gonna have to blame that game for coming out at that time. And you're gonna be like, who are you gonna blame then? Fuck this loser. He's the real fucking tourist within Dragon Age. The old writer of Dragon Age is the zero accountability fucking tourist within Dragon Age. Point blank fucking period. I'm so glad he's gone. Started from the bottom, now we're in the fucking bottom. Fuck you, David Gator. Jesus. Fuck that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey, how you all doing, chat? How is everybody doing? Heist like fair games? I hope not. Hope not. Where's the fucking playing the blame game? Are you fucking serious right now? What a fucking clown. Actually supposed to play Lords of the Fallen soon with my buddy. That game is dope as fuck on co-op. Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty good. What the fuck is Stray Gods? Exactly. Good question. These are all good questions. What's up, Kage? What's up, Tekla? Lilith feat in 4D is the best. Mercy is in Overwatch, also has alright feat. Exaloth in World of Warcraft also has some nice feat. They probably covered that up. Because it's Blizzard. The whole fucking lore is reduced to dwarves not being able to use magic. Elves' fault. Old gods. Elves' fault. Anything remotely interesting. Elves also at fault for that. I'm true. Hopefully they'll never ever release another Dragon Age game. Veilguard ruined the setting, the world building, all the sci-fi crap. Lore changes simply ruined the whole world. Yes. Yeah, Veilguard operates like a fucking therapy session. It does. Lords 2 is a day one and I can afford it. Seriously would have picked up Lords 2 over GTA 6. True, but game's fucking massive, but it's truly a magnificent game. Truly magnificent. Let's change up the music. I think we can, I'm feeling this one. A little bit of Red Dead. They're censoring even us foot guys now. True! True they are, brother. They are. They're looking at us like, ew, you like feet? And I'm like, that gay guy over there, fucks people in the ass. Yeah, so? Okay. And then he sucks the same dick that was in that guy's ass. Yeah, so? Okay. I like women's feet that are clean. You are okay with gay people getting... Okay. Alright. As long as we're on the same page. We foot guys deserve representation? We deserve reparations, okay? For all the hate. For all the hate. Shout out to the devs from Knight's Path who had Emily who didn't have shoes on, and then everybody was like, well, why can I even find that? I don't think I could find that. It's like, oh no, she I like how the dev said, well, she's not gonna be barefoot all the time. And I gave them the Yakuza, you know, slamming on the table and then walking away and closing the door. He's gotta repent. We all gotta repent, brother. We all gotta repent. Oh my god. Do I got all this information here? Let's see. Damn. Okay. GTA 6 is anti-hype for me. I understand that. Alright, let's get back to it. Because I do want to play PALWORLD. Gotta play our video games, boy. We can't just talk about it. We gotta play it. Oh, wait. Do I got all the information here? I think I have a little bit more. No, that's on Bethesda. No, I'm missing one more. Hold on. Where are we at? I think there was information on Obsidian where... Oh, that's so fucking stupid. There was information that, where did it go? I think there was information on Obsidian where, man, I know they're trying to work on Fallout, but there was some people saying that you know what? I could find it. Here it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. By the way, sooner or later, we'll do it this year. What the fuck? No. We already got that information. I'm gonna take this one because Decembro has some good takes over here. But I also have a little bit more information. No, those are titties. That's a weird avowed lady. That is a raccoon. Yeah, right here. Got it. Okay, got it all. Alright, let's do this. This is on Obsidian. I'll play Doom 3, still badass, and HD mod. I've already heard about the Sawyer guy being glad that Fallout community is so welcoming to people who discovered they're trans by interacting with community. He's gonna be great, I'm sure. I hope, but we're gonna talk about this. Just watch the Hypnotic CV about the fall of Obsidian and Xbox cutting the activists avowed. I don't know if they cut all of them out. I don't think they cut all of them out. All right. Hey everybody, this is MrHardcoreMode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? God bless. We are here to talk about Avowed and them working on the next New Vegas game. And we talked a little bit about New Vegas previously when it came to Obsidian, but we're going to focus on it completely right now. So, according to a new Bloomberg report, Microsoft has canceled the planned sequel to Avowed as part of Xbox's recent restructuring. Instead, by the way, I want you to keep... I want you guys to know this. This is 100% true, that they are not working on Avowed 2. People are working on Avowed 2, but they're not going to be making Avowed 2 to be like out to the public. They're just tinkering with Avowed 2 until they work on Fallout New Vegas 2. Okay? When they tell you that the restructuring is going to restructure, it's going to restructure. Like, for instance, when it comes to Bethesda, is the restructuring saying that they can continue to work on Starfield? No. What makes you think they're going to let them work on Avowed 2? Thank you. Did they say anything about Outer Worlds 3? No. They said work on New Vegas 2 because they see where the money can go. And they're going to appoint Josh Sawyer, who wasn't hands-on with Avowed completely, and he wasn't the main director of Avowed. However, he is working with individuals that are indeed Avowed-centric, if I could say. Instead, Obsidian Entertainment is reportedly shifting its focus to a new Fallout game led by Fallout New Vegas director Josh Sawyer, who worked on Pillars of Eternity and New Vegas and had previously been working on a different RPG. Their project is still in its early stages, and Bloomberg says plans could change. It's also unknown whether this will be Fallout 5, a New Vegas sequel, or a spin-off. This better not be tied to the fucking TV show. That shit's hot dog garbage, okay? Savvy says Avowed is proof Obsidian should be shut down unless they're going to cycle out the other staff too and shut down HR. Shut down HR. Oh, bro, shut them down. Nothing will change. Exactly. Obsidian is totally cooked identity-wise. And by the way, what Decembro said is true. Identity-wise, when you're in a studio, culture matters. You have to have a cohesive culture, like I said before, when it comes to the studio. When you're Josh Scheuer, a straight white male, and you got other things that you got to focus on when it comes to family and friends and children. And then your whole staff are full of ladies with cat hair all over their clothes, and or ordering up all the fucking Chipotle, and they're just like, oh my god, Avowed 2, I like to fuck the furry bitch. Then we might have a split when it comes to Obsidian. There's a lot of weak white men within the game industry, and they need to fucking rise up and count for something. It's hard to trust because across Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2, the writing is bad, the characters are rough, locations are ugly, but I'd rather see them try something that the public has at least a fraction of interest for, rather than the Phil Spencer plan of just letting them make Quirky Chungus Mushroom Land Island. Mushroom Land again. I mean, the fantasy one, to be honest, there's big mushrooms lands in Outer Worlds as well. I don't know what the fuck it is with these guys and mushrooms. I could tell you, Decembro, but it's gonna be fucking gay. Anyway, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, Obsidian hasn't completely given up on Avowed 2 despite the project being canceled. So you mean to tell me the same person in Bloomberg is saying that on a part of the restructuring, which it's true, Asha Sharma's not fucking playing around. Like right now, Xbox has been very nice. Right now, they've been shutting down, laying off people that don't fucking matter, trying to reduce the amount of like levels of management to where it's more cohesive and it actually makes, you know, information more smooth. You're gonna tell me that it's like, hey, did Avowed make money? No. Did Outer Worlds 2 make money? No. Okay. Well, okay, you're gonna work on New Vegas. And Todd Howard's like, you can't do that. Shut the fuck up, Todd Howard. You're my bitch now. You think just because I'm not holding my gun, I'm not pointing it at you? That's what I fucking thought. Nigga is almost shorter than me, and I'm Indian. Anyway, you're gonna be working on New Vegas too. He's like, do I have to bring in the TV show? You're gonna be working on New Vegas too, and working with Tim Kaine, and you're gonna be trying to make me money. Now, here's the thing right now. A lot of people are getting, you know, a little bit of right now when it comes to the developers and the video games that didn't make money, like South of Midnight and Outer Worlds 2. Right now, they're doing a lot of this sort of like, okay, a lot of these people are going to go indie and do their own thing, and we'll give them like a runway fund, you know, just a little bit of money. And if they fuck up, well, it's not going to be tied to us. That's what they're doing. And they'll do it to Obsidian as well. The only thing that they got is Grounded 2. But I'm going to agree with my boy over here, Archcast, in just a minute, because he says something that we're all saying at the same time, because we're worried. He claims that the sequel was much further along than many people would expect for a follow-up to a game that launched last year. Fire these people that are working on Avowed 2, and they are not farther along at all on this Avowed 2 game. What, you mean to tell me you're making games in less than 4 to 5 years? Like in the past? You mean to tell me you got marketing on this game and it's ready to go? Quit fucking lying to me. Jason Schreier, that little fucking gremlin, he looks like that fucking cripple in 300, that little fucker. is trying to go like, ah, man, but I like Avowed more than I like Expedition 33. Ha ha ha. No, miss me with that bullshit. Yes, Jason Schreier said that. He liked Avowed more than Expedition 33. So don't believe everything that he says, little fucker. Anyway, we're going to listen to Archcast a little bit, and then we're going to listen to an Obsidian director right after this.
New Fallout game is going to be cringe and gay.
Yes.
Okay?
True.
And I'll even do you the favor of explaining why, as there are far too many people right now getting excited for a Fallout game in the...
It's because of who's working on it, and listen, I'm okay with people having hope for another Fallout New Vegas game. But we have to come into terms with reality. This is Obsidian. They are far too woke, much like Bethesda. There are too many gay boys and gay girls and feminists within Obsidian, and the rest of them are just like, okay, but I don't want to be sexist and misogynistic and racist. I don't. There's too many of those motherfuckers. There's what did I tell you before? What did I tell you before? It's not about the writers. It's not about the game designer. It's not about any of these people working on coding. It's not even about the person that is on coding and the person testing the game to make sure the game turns on and it works. It is the leader. The leader, the main focal game executive director is the big head honcho of what's going on. That motherfucker, the CEO of whoever is within Obsidian. He's the person that matters. He decides what we take and what we don't take, what we give and what we don't, all that sort of stuff. He is the decision maker. And that's just how these sort of things go. It's like, oh, you want a good writer? Well, let me find the good writer. Oh, the writer's not good? Get rid of that shitty writer and let me find a good writer. There.
Year of our Lord 2026. And hey, I have a certain sympathy for why. After all, it's the original developers of Fallout New Vegas, with the original director and the inventor, of course, of Fallout on the team. Surely this should be fantastic, right? No. It's Obsidian Entertainment, and they haven't created a good game since Pillars of Eternity 1 over 10 years ago, but we'll get to that in a second. First and foremost, Obsidian reportedly working on new Fallout game after Xbox cancelled Avowed sequel. There's red flag numero uno right there. So, Avowed came out and was forgotten about within 5 minutes of its own release.
True.
Nobody liked it, nobody played it, nobody goddamn.
And now he's going to say, you niggas brought out Avowed, and that shit sucked. And you said, let's work on the next game. Nigga. What are we doing? They hated Avowed? I know what we need to do. Bring out Avowed 2. It's perfect example. Hey, do you want to, hey, Susie, hey, do you want to go out to eat one day? Like, do you want to go out on a date with me? No, I don't want to go out on a date with you. Oh, okay. Do you want to go out on a date with me? Nigga, it's over. It's over. The decisions have been made.
Bought it. It was a massive commercial and PR failure. The fact that the company was working on a sequel makes it very clear that Obsidian doesn't give two flying fucks about what you want. They care about what they want to make. Because for all of Avowed's faults, it certainly was the kind of game that the developers probably did want to make. It's just too bad that in this particular occasion, their passion did not translate at all into any sort of quality. And hey, good on Microsoft, by the way, for adapting the posture and the personality of a rage-inducingly maddened Wolverine on methamphetamine, wandering over to Obsidian Studios, swinging the scythe full force, with the absolute direct intent of leaving not a man, woman, or child at the studio unmolested, and threatening them, in essence, as this was a threat, I guarantee you.
It was definitely a threat. It's like, hey, you're gonna stop doing that gay shit, and you're going to work on this game. By the way, they still have DEI initiatives, so let's not get it twisted here. But you're going to work on this game instead of working on that thing. And then, yeah, you're going to be working on New Vegas. And Todd Howard, like I said before, what? You can't do that! What are you going to do, Todd Howard? I'm Asha Sharma. I eat gyros. I got a Glock and gyros. I got a hookah, and I got a Glock.
Do that. This was Microsoft coming down on the company saying, listen, you are going to earn us money now, or we are going to fire the people who are left at your fucking studio. Indeed, there's even a rumor going around.
And this is the only thing that what did I say before, chat? The only way for you to succeed is to suffer. The only way for you to succeed is to struggle. You can't come over here and say, let's make another Avowed, and think that you think this is the moment, because before they were just like, oh man, Xbox got our back, investors got our back. Right now is your moment of truth. Obsidian has two roads. They have two roads. This game comes out, it's a colossal failure. They're all gone. Obsidian's gone. I think the last game they'll have is Grounded 2. This game succeeds. Guess what happens? Well, they're still going to have to be restructured. They're still going to have to struggle for their next game, or whatever expansion that they work on. Because this is not some sort of, oh, you made a great game now. Okay, I'm still going to put a gun to your head. And yeah, that's going to be it. But we had a good game. Like we haven't reached there. But right now, that's the biggest important part right now, is that Asha Sharma has a gun loaded to their head.
Now that they forced them to take down a little shrine they'd built to their fired comrades. So good on Microsoft, but okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Let's move on to Obsidian, shall we? So why am I so confident that this is going to suck? New Vegas was a fluke, okay? Pure, unadulterated fluke. More a result of the limitations placed upon the studio than any actual genius of direction. But okay, so obviously Obsidian is woke. They've been woke for years. Everybody knows.
Obsidian Pride 2024. Wow. Okay. Wow. You couldn't do anything on like Obsidian, like I don't know where Obsidian is. I think it's in America, or it's probably in Canada. You can't do Pride for your country or anything. Is there any? You remember when they came up to me saying, are they going to do anything within Bungie in regards to veterans, but they're always going to focus on faggots? And then they were just like, listen. Some person came up to me and be like, sir, they did do stuff on veterans. Did? Like, past tense? Or what? Are they working on it now? Oh, so they're not, they're not providing for veterans. They're focused mostly on people fucking somebody in the ass. Okay, okay. So they threw away the veteran stuff or taking care of children or any sort of stuff like that, but they're gonna focus on the pee-pee poo-poo men. Okay.
Who's this? They're loud, they're out, they're proud. All of it. Trans flags, pride posts, women's days, yada yada yada, you got it. They're doing it. And as for their content roster, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, excellent stuff. Neverwinter Nights 2, Alpha Protocol, Fallout.
Look at the art. Notice the art that you see right now. And then as we go up, the art drastically changes. Does it remind you of another studio?
New Vegas, their absolute jewel, certainly. Dungeon Siege 3, okay, not very good then. And South Park Stick of Truth, solid. Pillars of Eternity, their last good game. And you can already tell the cancer beginning to slip in Pillars of Eternity, which, by the way, they launched on Kickstarter, very successful Kickstarter, as a bid to bring back classical role-playing games. This was the moment right there where the last vestiges of passion was hammered out of the company by a rainbow-colored fist. Thereafter, they produced virtually nothing of real note. Armored Warfare, free-to-play World of Tanks ripoff, Tyranny, which it did have some strong points, but none of them were actually executed. None of them were actually finished, proving, by the way, that even a limited developmental time and budget a la Fallout Vegas does not necessarily create gold, as that was the exact same thing with Tyranny. Then
still a good game, though.
Pillars of Eternity 2 came out, which is probably their wokest game to date. Slightly hidden, but it is a game in which there is not a single male leader that doesn't have a stronger and more capable female kind of sidekick ready and able to step into his shoes and do things right for once. The Outer Worlds, peak woke series, who got a sequel purely, again, for the same reasons as Valve.
Pentiment 2022. And this is what I want to speak on. Pentiment 2022 is Josh Sawyer's magnum opus. Pentiment 2022 is a old English sort of Anglo-Saxon murder mystery within like olden days with a very old school sort of tradition style. Let me show you, because this is Josh Sawyer's baby, is Pentiment. This is the only reason that I'm just like, he's going to be the lead person for this team. He's the leader. Okay, and he's probably going to say it right here.
Because they wanted to make it. Grounded, hey, at least it's charming.
He skipped it, so he's going to talk about it.
If nothing else. And then, of course, there's Avowed, their absolute disaster. And at least you think, by the way, that they're going to be saved by the original crew, because they have announced they're bringing on the OGs here. So,
he didn't bring it up? Did he bring it up? He didn't bring it up?
Else. And then, of course, there's Avowed.
Notice how Avowed looks and Pentiment looks. He doesn't mention Pentiment. Damn it. Okay. All right. I'll do that. I'll do it. Okay. Let me show you some art style of Pentiment. Here we go. This is his game. You don't make games like this and tell me that you're atheist or that you're not Christian. So, here's the game. It's a very short game, but it's a very fun game with different choices and things to unlock. This is his game. That's his game. This is his game that he worked on. Pentiment sold how much? Very true. You're not wrong. I'll check right now. Let's check on sales. You're not wrong. As a matter of fact, we're going to keep on going.
Their absolute disaster. And at least you think, by the way, that they're going to be saved by the original crew, because they have announced they're bringing on the OGs here. So, design director Josh Sawyer will reportedly be leading the...
You're right, chat. Their all-time peak was 1,200 people. 1,250 people. That's fair. You're right. I do like the style. I do like the art. I do like the gameplay, you know, initiative to it. As a Christian man, I like it. People didn't like it. It is what it is.
Team on a new Fallout game. He's the exact same
I like the
guy
push, though.
that produced all of these other flops. He's changed. And as for the creator of Fallout, well,
He didn't mention Pentiment. I guess he doesn't know about Pentiment.
this is him, right here, right now. He is an avowedly political leftist of the most thoroughly indoctrinated kind, who has long since surrendered any actual passion or interest for video games. And again, this is simply how it is, okay? People have X numbers of good games in them, it seems. Yep. X number of good ideas. Alternatively,
people right now are closing their wallets to all these $70 games, and they are choosing who to trust right now. This is no longer a, oh shit, I trust these people. Now it's a, I want to see what the hell you got. And they'll look at 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds of gameplay, and they'll be like, fuck this game. That's where you're at right now. This is not a, oh shit, well we're like, what's the word I'm looking for? This is not a sort of like, oh shit, like you know, I want to try every game that I slightly do like. They need to know without a doubt that the game that they want to play is within 90% of value. Back then, we had choice, and we were like, and also the games were better. So now, and not only were the prices of the games lower, but also there was some leg room. Like right now, a lot of AAA is like, you remember when they came up to us and said that Outer Worlds 2 is literally $80? Nah, I'm just kidding. It's $70. You can miss me with that bullshit. That sort of shit ain't gonna fly anymore.
They are simply brainwashed. We saw this most recently with the Caped Crusader. Bruce Timm coming back to do Batman justice again, and it is full of race swaps, gender swaps. The characters feel boring. Batman is barely in it, and when he is in it, he's picking up a revolver to threaten.
Yeah, Tekla said something correct in the chat. He said, you can't be that harsh. You need to spend money on a game to have a valid opinion. Yep. You gotta give these people money first, chat. Give them money, and then you'll find out.
People, God, he isn't even the hero. It could easily be argued that Barbara Gordon, black at this point, is
Chris Avalon,
far bigger hero than Batman, and not as Batgirl, mind you, but just as some random goddamn journalist slash lawyer, I think she was, and of course Wide Toya, a woman twice the Batman's size. Just because they were good once does not, by any stretch of the imagination, mean that they're good twice. And here's another point as well. So, this comes, quite obviously, after Microsoft brought a shotgun to their offices and then played Russian roulette with the entirety of the staff with a shotgun. You can imagine how that worked out. As them cancelling Avowed is very much so Microsoft putting their boot down and going, no, you're going to earn us money now. And this means that the decision to make a new Fallout game was probably taken, like, at most 2 or 3 weeks ago. This game isn't, it is not even in a conceptual stage yet. The only hope for this game being good is it takes so long to develop that it somehow passes beyond the current day moral zeitgeist to the point where even people like its creator, Timothy Kane, will simply forget why he was this weird in the first place, which is highly...
Bro. 2 years, and then Trump is out of office, and then all of a sudden these people start being normal as soon as Trump is out of office. Bro. What the... Bro, what? I'm just making a joke here. If Trump was out of office, like, after his political career of being president, and then he leaves, and then all of a sudden these developers are like, Oh yeah, I'm a game developer. No, that's not really a thing. That would be funny though. That'd be fucking hilarious. But these motherfuckers sucked at making video games before, you know, the whole political zeitgeist was exploding. Okay, these people were making bad shit before he came around. So miss me with the whole like, it's like, it's because the world these motherfuckers strongly believe that if Kamala Harris came into office, things will just magically become better. That's what they believe. That's all it takes. The lowest fucking effort of these progressive fucking libtards is it's all it means. And then they won't even check if the world's doing any better. They'll just be like, a woman as a president? Ha 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 ha. Let me get back to making video games and keeping my politics to myself. No. No, what we need right now is time. What we need right now is what he said. We need time, and we need more developers that are outside of Obsidian making more based and interesting and fun video games around their timetable, and they look at those games and they're just like, well, shit, bro. We can't be making no pink furry characters with cat girls and fuck, we can't do this anymore. People aren't gonna like this shit. We can't do that shit anymore. We can't have giant burly ugly women with mushrooms on their head. We can't do that.
Unlikely. In what's probably, and okay, here's another theory as well. Okay, Fallout New Vegas, fluke, caused largely due to the developmental, you know, shortcomings of their time, the time restraints, and the
he's referring to that time period of New Vegas being made.
Budget restraints that they.
You mean to tell me life was better back then in the 90s, and where things were more, you know, more right wing? People made better video games, but now things are left wing and games are worse, and they look at you and say you're the reason. So why is it that every single time that we mention, oh, these games are woke, these games are trash, and they're just like, no, they're not bad games, and then they look at the 90s, they look at the 80s, and they're just like, oh man, I wish I could go back. And I'm like, nigga, you can't even stand 2026. Okay. Back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, when people had freedom of expression, and then you're going to tell me like, man, I wish I could go back there and make awesome video games again. Nigga, you're compromised. What are you talking about?
Had placed upon them at the time.
You can't handle that time period.
There's
Stop.
another thing as well. The very fact that this is the only thing that gives me some hope, the fact that they are given the Fallout IP is interesting, because Bethesda, its true masters, hates Obsidian because they made Bethesda look absolutely awful with Fallout New Vegas. Not just because Obsidian made a better Fallout game than them, but because now everybody knows that they were given a wildly unfair and ridiculously constricted time limit in which to make that game. It made Bethesda sound like absolute assholes and sore losers to boot.
Yep.
A line of reasoning that has only grown more plausible and strident over the years.
True.
So the fact that Microsoft came in and literally wrestled that IP out of Bethesda's hand to give it to Obsidian is very noteworthy, showing yet again that Microsoft is just not fucking around anymore, which means that if this game is a flop, Obsidian is doomed.
Yep.
It's over.
That's what I said.
It's just gone. And so out of, if nothing else, sheer self-preservation, you'd think they'd do a good job. And okay, to return to the previous point,
you want to know how these conversations go? You want to know how these conversations go between like Asha Sharma and then Obsidian, where Obsidian's like, hey, our Avowed 2 game or New Vegas 2 did not sell. And then they're going to be like, oh, okay. All right. We're going to have a meeting tomorrow, and we'll talk later. That's literally the conversation. Like, oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow, and we'll talk later. And then they'll have a meeting with the higher-ups at Obsidian, and then Microsoft. And then, listen, and they're going to have a little binder, not a binder, one of those like little like those folded folders, and it's just going to be a little bit of paper, just a little bit of piece of paper. They're going to be like, okay, judging from these numbers, you got these numbers, and then they're going to have it on the screen and stuff like that. It's like, we noticed that this wasn't selling, and you started doing this, and your game is definitely not selling, and we noticed a massive drop in views after people saw the trailer. So this is what we're going to do. And then they start handing papers, and they've already decided. They have already decided what they're going to do. They're either going to gut the whole studio or dissolve the whole studio. Or, if you're lucky, they're going to do the whole thing where they give you runway funds and then let you go off completely on your own. I can't believe that Asha Sharma did that, but you would kiss her little brown toes if she literally gave you runway funds, a little bit of seed funds, and let you go indie, and now you're completely on your own, and you have to co-fund your own shit and sort of things. You better hope that that is what you get, because if it's not,
Microsoft might be thinking right now, all right, if Fallout New Vegas was indeed a result of very limited budget and very heavy time constraints, which didn't give the crazies on the team all that much time to butt in, change things, or introduce their own ideology into it, how about we try that again? And that's probably your best bet in this case. Your best bet is
they got to do a David Gator,
a ludicrous time frame that they need to fulfill, and then hope for the best. Hope that they will simply just
do not give them a ludicrous amount of time. I don't know if he knows this, but you're not going to get a ludicrous amount of time anymore if you're within Microsoft. Do you think that because Obsidian, they have decided that Obsidian is still useful, okay, and that was one thing that everybody harped on, is that they wish New Vegas, there was a second New Vegas, like a new one, and this is the moment right now where they're where do you think it's just going to be, oh yeah, work on this and then we'll fund you? You think that's just going to be it? Is like, hey, this is your last moment. You think that's no? There's also going to be a time frame within this. And if I was Asha Sharma, after what I've seen with what she's been doing, I think she's going to go back to the whole 5-year time frame now, where it's just like, okay, I'll give you 10 years or something like that. No, the lady's not doing that. She's not doing that. She's already got to figure out how she's minimizing management. Do you think she's not going to minimize time frames when it comes to video games? Oh, hell no. She's definitely thinking about that. She's like, it's like, okay, we're going to need 8+ years. No. Listen, I'm a little Indian lady, and I want you to 4 or 5 years. And I'm like, 4 or 5 years? That's all I got? And then she pulls out a fucking, a Kalesh, and she's like, 4 or 5 years. It's
work through the night trying to create something good, fearing for their jobs, as they very much so should. And maybe that time constraint, that inability to overthink, to politicize, to complicate, might result in what is in essence just then the rough framework outline of a video game, which...
I just thought of something. I literally just thought of something. Microsoft is being very lenient and kind to these developers that have failed on their own. And where the fuck is this? Is the same shit with Dragon Age the Veilguard, where David Gator just came out and said, it's EA. It's EA. They are doing the same shit to their IPs over here. And they're not blaming what? How, you gonna blame Microsoft? He's like, so they're failing over here and they're not dealing with EA, and you're failing with EA. So where are we at here?
In many ways, Fallout New Vegas was as well. It was basically a large-scale mod for the preceding Fallout 3. Its revolutions, its introductions, its cool stuff was mostly based on writing, ideas, quest design, and interesting characters, with interesting plot lines, and then a cool world on top of it with the Caesar's Legion and so on. All of these things can be created relatively quickly, and as was demonstrated with the minimum amount of assets required in Fallout New Vegas, with very little input from the team itself, you know, because most of it's already there. You're basically working on a mod. You're basically constructing a large-scale alternative game zone to a game. You're working on what would, in any other age, simply be referred to as an expansion pack. The question then is, though, expansion pack to what? So, if they're working on a brand new Fallout game, you know, their own engine maybe, their own ideas, their own setting, maybe with their own little spin-off part of the universe, or God help us, worst of all, something connected to the Fallout TV series.
Please don't.
Then that is going to be a lot more work. Alternatively, they could simply just tag themselves onto the current Fallout and Fallout 76 version, but man, that engine was old 10 years ago. Fuck, that engine was old 15, 20 years ago. Trying to breathe more life into that today? Boy, I mean, I myself and many others often say that graphics is not that important if the gameplay is great and the stories and the quests are fantastic. And you know what? I stand by that, but releasing, in essence, a Fallout 4 mod on the market today at the kind of price point that's likely to actually satisfy Microsoft, this is gonna be a tough sell. And hey, if this was preceding Fallout 76 and such other money grab nonsense, maybe. And if they're wise, they might actually utilize that in the marketing procedure, basically pointing a thumb over at 76 and going, look at those greedy little whores, we're not gonna be like them. Maybe.
That's a lot of maybes.
There are, at the end of the day, there are thousands of maybes, there are thousands of theoreticals surrounding this product, but until we see a heck of a lot more than the name Obsidian painted in bright rainbow-colored letters on top of the Fallout logo, I'm not gonna get excited. Nor should anybody else. We should all approach this particular piece of news with grudging excitement, if excitement at all. A tremendous, wary sense of trepidation is required and warranted right now. So, do bear that in mind. This is just me throwing a bit of cold water onto everybody as, Jesus, this has every possibility of being probably the death of Fallout. Okay, I'll put that into perspective.
Not
as
just Fallout. Like us, this could be the death of Fallout. Following the microtransactions and everything that came with it, it could be the death of Fallout. Now, the Obsidian game director, thank you, Archcast, the Obsidian game director is sick of hearing bad takes about the state of the studio. Well, let's see what the hell he's got to say. The Obsidian game director is sick of hearing bad takes about the state of the studio. The through line from KOTOR 2 to our current games is pretty clear. Well, you're the one that's getting layoffs, and you're the one that's going to be restructured, much like everything else, and you're going to have to work with Fallout New Vegas, and this is your last through line. Earlier this morning, Microsoft announced the most significant restructure of Xbox history. I don't want to hear anything about this, but Brandon Adler, I want to just hear about this. A game director at Obsidian disputed these claims on LinkedIn. Of course, on LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn. The number of times I've seen people with no understanding of who has worked on our previous games, or it does matter, or what they contributed, talk about how Obsidian isn't who they used to be is staggering. Most of the time, they are not just wrong, but spreading an enormous amount of misinformation. Did your game sell? Yes or no? Okay, let's move on. As Adler explains, plenty of people in leadership roles at Obsidian are the same people now as they were in the past. Are they the same people now, or are you guys more pushing to your activism? Let's be honest. I just saw an example. Are you guys pushing the same bullshit on your end? Okay, it's the same. Okay, so you guys are not the same anymore. Okay, gotcha. Like literally the same people. He wrote the through line. This is a man, by the way. The through line from KOTOR 2 to our current games is pretty clear. Yeah, it's pretty clear that you guys suck at your job now, just like David Gator and just like everybody else. It seems like Josh Schroyer is not getting into this conversation, and he's a smart man for not getting in conversation with Brandon Adler. Of course, that doesn't mean the studio hasn't changed. So the studio has changed. Okay, so the studio has changed, but the DNA at Obsidian is the same as it always was. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Is it the same DNA? Are you sure about that? If it's the same DNA, then you should be getting the same amount of payment. You should be getting more payment, if anything. You sure about that? Look at Avowed, and then look at Pillars of Eternity. That's what I thought. The same DNA that created KOTOR, New Vegas, is like, no, the Stick of Truth. Yeah, you're not the same. You're not the same. KOTOR, Stick of Truth, Neverwinter Nights 2, New Vegas, all these games will be remembered. Avowed will be forgotten. Period. I think Grounded will be remembered. That's it. But Adler also noted that it has been a tough time for the studio for obvious reasons. The fact that you made a bad game and then people have to get laid off because you made a bad game. This has been an extremely difficult week at Obsidian. Why would it be in a difficult week? You guys are the same people as you ever were. Oh, okay. So your studio has changed, like you just said. Not only have I had to say goodbye to some amazing game developers, but I've had to say goodbye to some of my best friends. I truly feel for everyone one of them. No, you don't. You don't feel anything for anybody at all because you guys decided to change to something that is completely indifferent to the overall amount of people that actually care for your product. And now we are stuck with the fallout. You don't care about the game that came out to us. You don't care about us. You don't even care. Turns out that if you make a good game and then your good game sells, you've actually accomplished two things. You accomplished something for the people that enjoy the game, and you've also accomplished something to make sure that your developers keep a job and have a steady income. You failed at both. I truly feel for everyone. It's like, know that it's looking higher for one of these former Obsidian devs. You are hiring some of the best people around professionally and personally. Professionally, you mean the LGBT fucking random fucking satanic bullshit that you keep on putting everywhere? And then personally, how you take this job like is, what do you mean personally? I feel like you're not even a professional at all. Like saying all this weird bullshit out here. Yeah, how is that professional? So if I hire you and then I see you say this in regards to your fans, how is that professional? It's like, hey, you worked at Obsidian, that's great, but I've got word that you were talking smack to your fans, saying that like, yo, we haven't changed, we've actually been doing good recently. Is that professional? It's not professional. Okay. Well, that's Brandon Adler. What did I tell you about bald motherfuckers that look weak? There's only 3 types. Faggot bald bearded guys, balded beard truck guys, and fucking off-grid bald beard dudes. Can you guess which one this one is? That's what I thought. Anyway, leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Unbelievable. If they want to create woke slop, then create a new IP. Don't corrupt already established franchises. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that. That way they get money and I get a fun experience. We all get a fun experience. We all get a fun experience. Sounds great. Sounds like a lovely time. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is when the woke infestation was beginning. This is the same shit over and over. This is when it was at its tipping point. That's what the tipping point was. And then they went full in, mask off. Here we are. We're here. We're queer. What is that? These are very good questions. This is a one of your companions, a companion within Avowed. This is a companion within Avowed. This is a companion within Avowed who not only has a boyfriend, but she's willing to have sex with you as well. She's like, I'm married, but I'll just fuck whoever the fuck I want. Go look it up. Go look it up. This is Avowed, and they want to work on Avowed too. At least they got rid of the guy who designed the pick on the right. It's true. They did. They did. Furries were a mistake. They were. December says, clearly the core identity is not the same. Pretty much says the same thing. Avowed Worlds 2, while having much more competent world, where it's not just dead cards set dressing, suffers from what awful characters, writing, world building so much. Yeah, it's the same. It's the exact same thing. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. Just because the developers say one thing does not mean that they are right. What? Mother... Why is it being weird? By the way, nice job on Ubisoft. Ubisoft is looking, yeah, nice job, Ubisoft. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is great. Here's the thing, RPG is a system built upon systems. RPGs are for most part menus. I don't get why they are trying to make an RPG and it doesn't end up feeling like one. Avowed does not feel like an RPG. It does not. There are like 30 years of RPG games which have perfected the formula. They have, and those people are gone. Jesus. 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 I'm so glad I'm not playing that game. Okay. Let's talk about Bethesda. And their union march and shit. Let's do it. Last one. Okay. I just wanted to relax a bit. But let's go ahead and do this. All right, let's go. This is gonna be funny. Hey everybody, this is MrHardcoreMode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We're here to talk about Bethesda and their employees. And we're going to talk a little bit about Microsoft and what they just did that was absolutely shut down by Asha Sharma. Fucking hilarious. Bethesda employees say HR made them remove a small memorial they created for coworkers who were laid off during Microsoft's recent Xbox job cuts. According to Bethesda Game Studios Union, why is there a union for the studio? Get rid of that. Employees in Rockville, Maryland put together a celebration of service, displaying with photos of former coworkers to thank them for their work. They are not dead. They are fired. The union says HR had to take it down. The only good thing with HR, had to take it down almost right away because it is in a shared office space. Unfortunately, HR made our office manager take this down almost immediately. They said because it's a common area, it had to be removed. We've used common areas for many things as a team, probably fucking each other in the ass, including FanWorks, but HRC, I wonder what else you did besides FanWorks, but HR seems to believe that a celebration of service is inappropriate. Yeah, all that shit, oh hell no. Oh hell no. It's a Gundam said, people like this run YouTube. I am dead serious. They did this when Trump won the election. These are the people that come to you calling you a tourist. These are the same people that think Obsidian is doing just fine. We're the same as we ever were. These are the same individuals that think, oh, it was a good idea that we should get that anniversary Fallout edition and fuck up all their games and make them play Starfield. These are the same exact fucking individuals. These are losers. These are fucking losers and hacks. These are people that used to do good, but now they are worthless. They are commie maggots. Exactly, Adam. They are commie fucking, they honestly think that they are larger than life, that they are some sort of celebrity, when in fact they are here to do a service for you, the gamer, to make sure that you have a good time, and that's it. Meanwhile, get paid and take care of themselves and their family. But they honestly believe they are Mads Mikkelsen. They think they're fucking Billie Eilish. They think they're fucking Michael Jackson. These fucking losers are gone because they suck, and whoever laid this thing out should also be fired. Anybody that said it's cool should also be fired. Legendary Drops said, when your friends can't cash in on Xbox welfare checks developing a mid-game for 15 years and $1 billion. Todd Howard coming out like, we actually are pumping content out non-stop, you know. Just last week, we added 3 reskins of Power Armor to the Atomic Shop, and we put out a DLC after 2 years of our 4,000 remaining Starfield players. I sort of view updates like that as the game releases themselves. I just like how, even though Asha Sharma is shorter than Todd Howard, she still looks like she's taller than Todd Howard. That's sad, bro. That's sad. Cultists of Leffington? Somebody said, I feel sorry for Todd. Shut the fuck up, you fucking beta cuck. Bethesda union staff to march outside of studios over Xbox layoffs. The company wants us to accept this as a done deal and quietly disappear. We do want you to quietly disappear. Who came out of my job after I got fired and was on my side? Nobody did. This is just how the things work. You're not a fucking... They have propped these developers up thinking that you're actually hot shit, when actually you're hot garbage, along with Todd Howard. I don't want to... Listen, I'm a fair man. It's like, of course we're all different, but we're also all one and the same, and we'll treat each other all the same. All those people that got fired suck. Todd Howard sucks. There, equal. See, that's true equality. That's true equality coming from me. We need to show management right now that we mean business. You didn't mean business when you were working. You don't mean business now. The only reason that you want that job is because you got comfortable. We have a giant mental health crisis, a giant main character syndrome crisis, and TDS crisis right now. We got a lot of these right now. Let's cut down Xbox with over 60% of its staff laid off from ZeniMax because Elder Scrolls Online is hot garbage. HR forced them to take down tributes. Good. But it's yeah, awesome. Stressful annual routine for Microsoft, whatever. And with 1,600 layoffs yet to come, yeah, there's gonna be more layoffs. I can't wait. A sword is left dangling over the rest of Xbox Studio. When I create something and I'm about to show it to the public, the sword is always dangling over my head. I know it's there. But as soon, do you know what happens when that struggle session, that fear of not making a good game is gone? You get comfortable, and when you get comfortable, you get complacent. And when you get complacent, you start to put certain things within your game that don't fucking make sense or are cringe. That's what happened with Dragon Age Inquisition, and that sure as hell happened with Dragon Age the Veilguard. To that end, we are announcing our Save Our Devs March across all studios on Wednesday, July 15th. That's gonna be the shortest fucking march I've ever fucking seen. These fat hogs are gonna do 1, 2, 3 marches around these studios and then fucking take a break. That's all they're gonna do. You think these fat fucking disgusting fucks deserve any of this shit? No, they don't. You are not entitled to anything. Get fucked and stay fucked. We need to show management right now that we mean business, so they will properly take care of our fellow coworker. You just want to sit down and fat and be happy and put LGBT bullshit within games. Think twice before ever attempting something like this again. Oh, so you think you're hot shit now? You think you're hot shit now? Stay strong, look out for one another, and we look forward to seeing us all marching together on the 15th. Oh man, id Software is almost completely getting hollowed out. It's a waste of talent and legacy by all accounts, but not one that's unprecedented in mind. In addition to, they're gone. They're gone. They're done. Microsoft should leave gaming alone. These fucking cocksuckers. Look, did you even look at the article? It mentioned ZeniMax, who is the developer for ESO, in the first sentence. He's like, ZeniMax is getting layoffs, Bethesda's getting layoffs, Obsidian's getting layoffs, everybody's getting layoffs. A lot of people are getting removed that don't fucking matter. How's Hansen doing? The guy that wanted to get replaced and work into the woods and shit. How he's doing? Sorry you got fired due to bug in the system. Go ask for a modder to fix it. I like that guy. The fired workers got what they deserve. But it is done to... I love this because I'll be just like Todd Howard. It's like, what do you say to the people that got fired? Well, maybe you should consider, I don't know, getting a brand new PC. I don't fucking know. It's not my problem. Just... Two words to them. Welcome home. At this point, they're asking to get laid off too. I'm okay with the unions to protect workers. I'm not. If you suck at your job, you deserve to get fired. From dangerous situations to make sure they don't get physically harmed by negligence. They're not getting physically harmed, you dumb bitch. But for certain industries like gaming, they seem to do a little more harm than good. They can't protect workers from layoffs, and these protests are getting in the way of progress. Damn! Especially in a very volatile, detrimental situation that BGS has found itself in. Oh, Bethesda Game Studios has found themselves in. Sorry, I got it. At this point, we all may as well say goodbye to not Baldur's Gate, Bethesda Game Studios, and lay the studio to rest, because this isn't helping the situation at all. It's only making it worse. We'll see. Nothing says please let me keep my job more than wasting time on activities that generate no profit for the company. Building a tribute with discounted day to old flowers, which, wait a minute. They got... These flowers are almost like 2 days. Holy shit. These flowers are supposed to be like completely in bloom. They chose the lowest effort flowers. The tulip over there, though the white flowers look fine, but it's the red flowers that are just like, bro, I'm not even ready yet. They gave them fucking Dollar Tree flowers. That's how much you're worth. Oh my gosh. But I like what Nerd Erotic says. Bethesda thought it was a good idea to let us know how they feel about Charlie Kirk and anyone mourning him. Now let them know how they feel. And they did. They said, you don't care about these fascists, do ya? Yeah, we're letting them know. Bye-bye. This is the... You deserve those layoffs. You do. You fucking do. So, fuck it. If I'm not gonna get a good game out of you, I'm gonna throw you in the trash. I understand keeping pictures of developers who worked at the studio. I don't. But making a fucking altar is fucking insane. It's true. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Bro, when I leave, let me have a party with you. Bro, you know, Hobo, you actually bring up a good point. Instead of pictures, individual pictures of certain developers, how about group pictures? No altar, group pictures with the developers. maybe 3 or 4 people, maybe 10 people, and a group picture, and then you hang that up on the wall. If you do this sort of everybody gets a picture and make an altar, that is fucking crazy. Group pictures on the wall, fine. It's perfectly fine. This? What the fuck, bro? What in the world? Say bye. Just hang the pictures on the wall like a normal person? Yeah. Just like a normal person. What the hell is this? They died on their sword. They died on their sword. They might like it, but hey, this is how it is. Like if I left a studio because I wanted to pursue something differently, have a small party, enjoy some drinks, have a good time, maybe I'll contact them here and there after I leave and just see how they're doing. But at the end of it, I was like, hey guys, hey, I got a few words to say. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Don't try to, you know, this is all for the gamer. This is all for the game. Do you smell anything on here that says this is all for the gamer? I don't. What I see right here is that they care more about themselves than they care about the studio's longevity and also the gamer. There is less and less. They care more about investors, studios, circle jerking with game journalists than they care about you. Because at the end of the day, if their game doesn't sell, they could just fall back on that shit. Asha Sharma just came out with a fucking sabre. What do Indians use? Indians use fucking sabers, right? Sabres. She came out and was like, and then Bethesda was like, oh shit, fuck. Yeah. And they were just like, oh shit, that's right. I gotta make sure I have good games. Oh my god, I totally forgot. This is perfect. Have hope for the game industry because we're almost there. Like in restaurants, there are often photos hanging of the wall with employees. Imagine going to a restaurant and instead of having pictures on the wall, they are on their fucking, oh my god, on their tables. You're like trying to get ketchup and salt, and then you see a picture of this bald fucking retard with glasses, and I'm like, what's this? Did somebody forget this? Oh, that's one of our employees. You can leave it there. No. Get it out of here. Sabres? I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. It's a level of fucking crazy. Like you go to a restaurant and you see multiple pictures on the wall. And it's like, yo, I'm taking pictures with the employees and some of my first customers. Awesome, cool. Here's a picture of like Guy Fieri coming over to my restaurant. Awesome. Have those pictures on the table. Get the fuck out of here. Just a little more, guys. We're almost there. This is perfect. All right. Jesus. Oh my God. All right, guys. I am going to end the stream here, and we will be streaming some more PALWORLD here in like just an hour from now. And yes, we'll play some more video games. This was an awesome moment. I'm glad you guys came here for some laughs and to be like seeing some weird shit, but hey, it was funny at the end of it. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. Yeah, we'll keep it trucking. We'll keep it moving. You all have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves. Don't be hard on yourselves. Just like Fake Wizard says, create and innovate. Hobo, I know you're working on something. And yeah, keep it up. Have something to work for. Take care, guys. Peace.